So good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is our April 15th Sunday services. And I trust everybody is here because their tax returns are all done. My husband is not here today, as you normally know. He's here with us every weekend, but as a CPA, he is in the office today dealing with about 20 last-minute Larrys that gave him their stuff just a couple of days ago. So he apologizes for not being here with us this morning. Thank you, Seth Pincus, musician, sound healer extraordinaire. He's with us here every weekend, assisting me and staff and keeping the space here sacred, so we appreciate that. And his beautiful didgeridoo really takes us into our heart space, doesn't it? Really complements the meditation, so thank you. And our guest speaker today, Evelina Pentcheva, as you can see by some images in the back of the room, Evelina is a photographer from Bulgaria, but she's more than a photographer, as you can see how she takes visions of some very etheric places in time and space and brings them into her photographs, and she's going to be talking to us about how that inspires her a little bit later after my talk. So welcome, Evelina. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. She's already taken some pictures of me. It'll be nice. So, where we are in space and time right now. Everybody's looking at images on YouTube, and pictures and things in the news. And we know there are so many things that are changing with us these days. And more my guidance, as my guides come through, and my teachers, every day, the message has been the same. And building on that and working with that there are only two states of being, in fear or in love. And everybody used to say that there are two emotions, love and fear, but what they're telling me now is there's only one emotion, and that's fear. Because love isn't an emotion. Love simply is. It's a state of being. It's a place in consciousness. It's a place in trust. There may be feelings associated with that, like peace and calmness, but those are really simply aspects of that one truth, being in a place of love, where you absolutely know, just somehow, in some place, in some time, there's this feeling that you just know everything is okay. And everything is taken into account. And even in the appearance of chaos, there's order. There is nothing random that happens to us. There is nothing random in our life. We simply don't have things being hurled at us or people coming in and out of our life that are random things that we have to field and navigate and be on guard and be alert and be in this state of heightened awareness where we're always having to watch and see what's coming so we know how to navigate around it or avoid it. And we don't have to be in this place where we take all of this energy and put it out there and say, I need to watch out for this, I have to watch out for this, I have to save my money here, I have to. Anytime you hear yourself using the phrase, I have to, I have to, I have to, you are not in a place of trust and love. You're in a place of fear. Fear says you can be without love. Fear says you can be without friends and family, without an income to support yourself. It says you can be outside of a healthy body. It says you can lose friends. It says you can be ostracized or left alone or abandoned or hurt or have your boundaries crossed. Any experiences like that that you have either had or are afraid of having come from fear. And I know sometimes it's a difficult concept to accept that if something like that happens in your life or is an experience that you have, that in some way, shape, or form, it has been created from your own fear. And I understand how difficult it is sometimes to swallow that concept, because you would think, I wouldn't create that for the world. What's she talking about? Of course you wouldn't do it intentionally. You would not set any purposeful intent for things to happen to you that are unpleasant or unkind. When you embrace the concept that what you fear and what you are in love with, they both are something that is in your imagination. This is the power of our mind. We create what is in our imagination, whether it's something that we want or we don't want. And so being afraid, I will lose my job, and you start imagining getting called into your boss's office and having, that conversation. By imagining, even in a flash, that fear, so do you actually start creating that happening without your purposeful intent. So how do you stop those things from happening? By managing what you think. By really taking inventory with your thoughts. And the moment you experience yourself imagining something that you don't want, celebrate that you became aware of it and say, oh, I caught myself imagining that again. Let me change that. And imagine what you do want. It's simply a matter of practicing to imagine what you want all the time and not reproaching yourself if you catch yourself having a negative inner dialogue or imagining things that you don't want, but celebrating that you are aware of it and that you have the way to change it. You can find any inner dialogue and any imagination. You can find a way to create it. And sometimes, if you have, for instance, an ill physical body and you're suffering from something, let's say it's the flu. Pearl over here has been suffering from the flu. Just that statement, Pearl has been suffering from the flu, I cancel and clear delete that statement because just in saying it, I affirm its reality. So I change that to Pearl is recovering and regaining her health every moment. And if Pearl takes that inner dialogue and says to herself, she's been saying, I've been having the flu these last couple of weeks. If she changes that dialogue to, I'm strong and I'm healthy and I'm getting better every day. And catching it every time. If your situation is money, I'm finding new avenues to make more income every single day. Because the more income I have, the more good I can do in the world. And I'm worthy of this, and I'm creating it. And if you're in an unhappy relationship, then start making the mantra of, I'm seeing more and more clearly every day how I can find happiness in love. Whether it's with this person or with someone else. But every day, I see more and more clearly, and I listen to guidance. And you do things in the present tense. If your affirmations have an ing on the end, I am seeing, I am being, I am creating, then you're in the I am presence. If you make a statement that says, I will be happy, then you are actually affirming that you are not happy now. I am happy now. And if you're terribly, terribly unhappy and your mind can't accept that, I am happy now, then your ego cannot argue with a present statement of, I'm finding ways to be happy. And even that takes you on that journey. As I've been working with this in the last month or so, it's kind of scary, kind of exciting, kind of a roller coaster ride, kind of an oh my gosh. The things that I've been saying and thinking have been showing up like that. I say something now and it just happens. So I've been feeling a little tired and I thought to myself, I need 4 days off. And I'm really going to go to the temple today. This was Wednesday of this week. And I said, I need 4 days off. I'm going to go in and whatever's on the schedule, we'll find a way. And I'm just going to take it off the schedule and I'll go in and do the Sunday services during that 4 days. But I really just need 4 days off. So I came in, and an hour later, the property manager comes around and says that on the weekend of May 11th, 12th, and 13th, they're putting in a new air conditioning and the building is closed. Nobody coming in, even on Sunday. And I went, even on Sunday? And I realized it was Mother's Day. So I set that intention to have 4 days off. And I said to Tanya, I said, I'm going to call the property management company because they can't have us closed on Sunday services. That's just not acceptable. And then I realized I'd created something. The universe delivered it to me, and I was giving it back. So We won't actually be having Sunday services on May 13th on Mother's Day because the building is closed. So I'm taking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, and I'm having my 4 days off. And Spirit even gave me the extra gift of having completely 4 days off. And that happened in an hour. And so Tanya, they rescheduled everybody. We have a group that meets here late Sunday night. The management company said it'd be open by then, so that group gets to come. And that's just one example of about 20 or 30 things that have happened in the last month, because when you get out of fear and into a place of love, your manifestations are simply incredibly powerful. And they're always for the highest and best good. And I read these blogs, and I know I've mentioned this before, but it bears repeating, that someone says, well, if I ask my angels to manifest a parking spot right in front of Walmart, wouldn't I be taking it away from somebody else who needs it? What if there's a 90-year-old woman that really needs that parking spot, and I'm manifesting it away from her? Do you really think the universe works that way? Do you really think that the universe would give you a parking place and taking it away from somebody who physically needs it? Of course not. It's going to get manifested in a way, and if you're unsure of how your manifestation will affect other people, and if that causes you to pull back a little bit, just put the tagline at the end, for everyone's highest and best good who would be concerned with this manifestation. For everyone's highest and best good who would be concerned with this manifestation. So when I ask for something, this parking spot that I want at the front, and I say, for everyone concerned's highest and best good, I know that if somebody needs it, they're going to get there before me, or after me, or another one will open up for that person who needs it. And I trust in the universal collaborative effort to co-conspire that if I ask for something for the highest and best good, that the universe will take everybody's needs into concern. And I can get off the hook of having this any kind of feeling of guilt that by me manifesting something for myself, I'm taking away from somebody else. Because doesn't that support the belief of scarcity and lack? This is only so much to go around. And of course there is no scarcity and lack. There's an abundance of molecular energy out there. We can all be multi-millionaires. Why? It's just zeros in a bank account. If your bank account right now has $500 in it, ask the universe to put a couple of zeros at the end. It's just the law of math. It's just molecular energy. Are you taking anything away from anybody else by having the universe put a couple of zeros on the end of your bank account? Of course not. You have the ability to create your world, your reality. And you do it from a heart space where you take everybody's goodwill into concern and say, if I do this for me, if I create this amazing, beautiful world of everything I want, don't I set the example for everyone else that they can do the same thing? Don't I inspire? Am I not creating a role model? So if jealousy is something that you would be afraid of, that if you had everything you wanted, and all of your friends and family would be jealous, so now you're staying small because they're small? Be big and show them how to be big. Pave the way for those that you love. And the more you have, the more that you can give to them. And say, I did this. Would you like to see how? Can I show you how? And if they choose not to listen, then they choose not to listen. But don't be small because of anybody around you. Believe in yourself. Believe in the power of what you can create. Believe in the beauty of everything that you can do. And trust that you'll always manifest for the highest and best good for everybody around you is concerned. That you'll take everybody with you who wants to go. Think of yourself as Superman, and you've got your suit on and your Clark Kent, and you're pulling away that suit and letting that Superman show, because that's what's really inside. That's who you are. knowing no limits, doing anything that you want to, helping everybody in your path. It's the power of who we are and what we are. We are good people. Good people do good things when they have the means. Good people share. Good people help other people. Good people are philanthropists, and they're charitable, and they're merciful, and they give to other people. Because there's this feeling of excess, of unending wealth flowing, and we just want to give it to everybody. And it's not just about money. It's about opinions and judgments and ideas. And being charitable in the way that we talk to people and look at them and smile at them and give a helping hand, opening a door for somebody when you walk into this grocery store. Not even because they're old or infirm, just to do an act of graciousness. Because that is who we are. The only time we would rush into a door and not hold it from somebody else is if we believe we only this much time to get to the store and get everything done that we needed to get back and get to work and get all those errands done. It's a reinforcement of scarcity and lack that we don't have the time to pause and open a door. Don't you love it when you're on the freeway and somebody uses all this gas to come up from behind you? So it actually happened on the way in this morning. I was on the freeway and this person came up from behind me and did all this gassing and pulled up side, pulled right in front of me, only to pull off in the exit right in front of me. And I thought, what? I mean, you couldn't just wait for me to pass the exit? I mean, you would have gotten there, what, 1 second later? And it wasn't just the waste of the gas, but it was like the urgency and the energy that this person was either so late or so stressed that they had to put that much energy into getting there that millisecond sooner. And I sent them love and light because I thought that person has a platform of scarcity and lack, that there isn't enough time, there isn't enough space on the road. There was something in that person that was advocating the idea that there wasn't enough of something. That's the only real fear, isn't it? That we don't have enough intelligence, time, money, space, friends, love, self-approval. Everything is about scarcity and lack. That's where fear comes in. It supports scarcity and lack. And so that's why in the opening meditation I take you down to connect the earth. And I remind us all, there is air for everybody. There's water for everybody. There's food and there's shelter for everybody. There's enough. Even at the rate that we're destroying it, there's still enough. And these statements where everybody is saying, save Mother Earth. Mother Earth is just fine. If we all, humans, we got on a spaceship tomorrow and went to some other planet, within 10 years, all of these buildings and everything would be completely dust and rubble, and Mother Earth would be completely green all the way over with ozone layers restored. She is not at risk at what we do. We are at risk at what we do. But she is just fine. This is saving ourselves from what we do here. And again, it all comes from scarcity and lack. We have to have more and more and more to make sure we have enough. If we could say a prayer and hold everybody in the earth and had some giant Ustream where everybody was able to watch on their iPhones or a television or screen somewhere in a big city square, and we all at the same time said a prayer that said, I am present. I am enough. I live in a world where there is enough. Could you imagine the energetic impact of 7 billion people said that all at once? But we have the power to do that, even in a small group of 20 like this. When we say positive affirmations like that, and we set those intentions together in that beautiful Sanskrit skit prayer of Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, all beings of creation, living in peace, love, and joy. When we do that together, just in a group of 20, that goes out. You have no idea what you just did this morning by saying that prayer all together and the places that it carries. Positive energy in prayer carries 500,000 times more powerfully than a negative thought. That's why when you get into the place of love, do you manifest like that? Because it moves, that energy moves 500,000 times more powerfully. You can still create that you're not going to get to keep your job, that you're going to get fired and there's not enough money because you put enough energy into it. But when you start shifting into a higher place and knowing that we're safe, and I find it interesting that all of the different ways that people are joining together now, different political parties and different healers and different ways of doing things, there's a oneness that's beginning to get seen, isn't there? This is an exciting time to be here. It's a really powerful time to see all the changes. I'm thrilled to be here in this time. And sometimes I hear people saying, oh, isn't this terrible, these terrible times, and we're all so sick, and there's more cancer every day, and the economy, and I look at it and I say, this is an amazing time to be here. They look at me like I'm from Mars. But that's how I choose. I choose to see it, and that is the world that I see. Do I look at the world through rose-colored glasses? You bet I do. I look at the world through love, through the color of pink, because that's what's real to me. And so therefore it is. That is how I see it, and so that is the world I create. Any questions or comments? Anybody want to share it? Does anybody have a negative statement that they're really having a tough time getting a spin on that they might want to get some help with? Because if you do, probably the person next to you does too.
Well, I have a question because I got involved in, reading about health and nutrition, and the more I read about organic food and genetically modified organisms, and I got, started to be a little bit more nervous about what I was eating, and my mind was noticing that, what if this is not organic? And can you tell me about, I guess my thoughts could also go a little bit too much to one side?
There are a lot of petitions right now signing up for people to get genetically modified food information labeled on products. And really the best thing to do is, Shauna's not here today, Shauna's our nutritional therapist. She says that if it doesn't grow or have a face, don't eat it. Macaroni and cheese in a box didn't grow and it doesn't have a face. And she's basically saying, eat fruits and vegetables and corns and rice and proteins, eat fresh food. Some of it may still be a little bit genetically modified, but at least it is a far stretch away. I have very, very little canned and packaged food in my pantry. Basically, what's in my pantry is Corningware and vitamins, but all my food is in my refrigerator or on the counter. And make the affirmation that I know how to feed my family with the highest and best food from the highest and best sources. It is the healthiest version, and I have access to this, and it's reasonably priced. And just make the affirmation that you're nurturing your family's bodies with healthy, nutritious food. Just keep that affirmation going in your head, and you'll find yourself just not buying anything that isn't that. As you make your affirmation, your heart space will know exactly what foods to reach for.
Yeah, because you can dwell on, the fact that, oh, that's not going to be good, and, what if this is genetically modified, and it can be too...
So you recognized immediately that you're getting into fear over it. So now make the positive affirmation, I know how to find healthy food for my family. Nice. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Evelina, hi. Let's go ahead and stop the tape so I can just get my chair back. And do you want to stand or do you prefer to sit? It's up to you.